We'll close out now with YouTube comments. Some of the best comments of the week. We got 8 of them to get through, Gordon. Uh, this one responding to a poll question we put up. It says, "Is Sha'Carri Richardson a lock for a world championship medal?" 80% said no. 20% said yes. And Tim responded, if 4x1 counts, then yes.
We haven't really been
I
thinking
don't know.
much about the 4x1 lately.
Yeah, and I guess that would bring up that's kind of a good question. Which one would you be more confident about? Because the 4x1 obviously introduces the baton element, and you figured Jamaica's going to be fine to get gold. I think some of those other teams are going to be pretty solid too out there. I mean, U.S. should medal given their ability at all 4 legs, but with the baton out there, we haven't been talking about it. I think because the individual side of things been so interesting, and that's just a
Yeah.
mystery in of itself. We'll have plenty of time to talk 4x1 after the team gets picked.
What's
All
the
right,
next
next one.
comment?
How pre-classic changed the men's 100. Queenie Plant 187. Why does everyone hate Coleman? Well, I'm not sure where that's coming from. Um, he didn't win, and his 2 big hundreds this year. He's gone north of 10 seconds. So I think that's more just
That's why we
reflecting.
all hate him.
There's no hate. I mean, we're just saying it's wide open.
Yeah.
Because I agree with most of what you're saying on that clip, which is we thought it was going to be a 2-person race heading into the indoor season, and then the indoor season confirmed that, I thought. And then the outdoor results from both Coleman and Jacobs scratching the 100 have changed
Yeah.
because both
No
those
hate.
guys have dropped. Yeah. Just the truth
But, I
of what's
think
happened.
it's
Coleman
more
can
of
still
a,
win. For
yeah,
the
he can.
record, when you're saying it's wide open, it doesn't mean the person who was the favorite can no longer win. It just means that more people have a legitimate shot at
Yeah.
winning. Like if we had Vegas odds on this, you would have a ton of people you get action on.
Oh, man, I wish we could. So great. All right, keep reading
Real.
because I
Next
can't
up.
read.
Yeah. So this is a reaction of the Iowa State meet where the runner got punched and then they had the rerun. Jonathan says DQ the organizers the way they started the 800. They did not start in lanes like they should have. They waterfall started it stupid. Of course, you're going to have runners all over each other. Again, this is where it would benefit from having consistent rules. And I know different states do this differently. Some states do waterfall starts. Some states with the 800 start in lanes. There's no standardized like metric here. I mean, apply the same condition, the same sort of thing to other sports. I think everybody wins if there's a little bit more consistency here. I mean, even the
I'm more
distances.
intrigued about
You got
the
1500s and
actual
1600.
I'm more intrigued about the actual practicality of DQing an organizer. Like,
That
is
might be
like the meet
tough. Well,
official like point to like the press box and be like, "You're out of here. You're DQ'd.
tee him up. Tee him up.
Can't do it." Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
that
want
might
to
be
see.
tough. All right, keep moving. Uh, Bombo responding to the women's 100 right now. I think it'll be a Jamaican sweep. People like to overlook Shrika Jackson. She's been so consistent in the 100. Yeah, I mean, the Jamaican sweep is still possible, but Shrika Jackson, obviously, I mean, it's not breaking news to say she's the most vulnerable of the 3. Richardson just barely beat her. She's lost some other races in the 100. Could she get in like, is she the favorite, though, for the bronze right now? She might be. I would listen to that argument. She's definitely one of the main contenders for that 3rd medal. So
Yeah,
if you're telling me Jamaican sweep, sure. Sure, it could happen, but it's hard. It's
yeah.
hard to get all 3 running that well on the same day. All right, next one.
I mean, they're gonna put 3 in the top 5 for sure. The question is, will they put 3 in the top 3? So
Respond to the video. Biggest takeaways from the pre-classic distance races when we were talking about the Bowerman Mile. Let's talk about how Hawker was never a factor. Jakob owns him. Well, okay, hold on a second. Hold on. I was with Gordon. I was picking Tier over Hawker, but Hawker ran well. He was making a move that last 100, got stuck behind those two guys. But I don't. Yeah, Jakob owns him because Jakob owns everybody except Cherry. That's how the men's mile has worked for the last 2 years.
Yeah. It's
He's
okay to be
right. Like
owned
there's
by one of the greatest.
yeah, and they haven't raced a ton, but even if they did race more, I think we all know what the result would have been just based on the fact that Ingebrigtsen wins Diamond Leagues. So I think this is the classic case of like creating a rivalry when there wasn't one, and then saying to the other person, it's like, man, Steph Curry completely owns Tyrese Maxey. Why
Hey,
is
hey,
not?
hey.
Why aren't more people talking about Steph Curry owning Tyrese Maxey? It's like, wait a minute, hold on. They haven't played that much, and one guy's an all timer, and the other guy plays for the Sixers. All right. Although I was looking back at that 2020 draft, Maxey was way far down there. This is good
Yeah.
pick by the Sixers. I mean, won't mean anything, but good pick by the Sixers. Let's keep moving. Rock Haven says Oblique Seville is the real deal, but in a 4x1, the U.S. should still have a big edge at Worlds. Gone are the days when Jamaica had four solid men in the 100 sprints. I mean, I don't know if Travis is just picking the most rational, cogent points, but that's a good comment. Like Rock Haven is like 100% correct. Jamaica's edge is not that. I mean, they don't have an edge anymore, just in terms of straight up victories. But could they beat the U.S.? Yes, because the U.S. still needs to get the stick around. And if Jamaica can win with 198 guy, 199 guy, and then two guys low tens,
Yeah.
isn't that basically the formula that Italy had last
Yep.
year? Jacobs, Tortu, and then two other guys. And they ran three of the same guys at World Relays, so they had like a lot of good chemistry. Yeah. If I'm Jamaica, I'm like going all in on the 4x1. I'm just basically saying, listen, it's going to be tough to win a bunch of medals in the one and the two, but let's just practice handoffs for the next 6 weeks. Let's just get really good at handoffs.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have your country sweep the 100 or win the 4x1?
As a fan,
A fan of your country.
so in this scenario, we sweep the 100, but then just like drop the stick in the 4x1 or something.
Yeah, you sweep the 100 and then you get like second or third in the 4x1, or you win the 4x1, but then you don't sweep the 100.
Do I win anything in the 100?
No, you go like 2, 4, 6.
Uh, Probably sweep the 100.
Yeah?
Sweep the 100 and then just blame the relay on not practicing together.
It's like what the Americans do.
Except for don't sweep the 100. Yeah,
Yeah.
second
All
part.
right.
Anything left, Colt? Oh, we got another one. Responding to Gordon's rant about the problem with pro track and field athletes. I think you're talking about scratches here, right? Lex says, not sure if I agree with all the points made here, but I will add that as a fan, I'm scared to pay the travel costs to watch a meet live to find out at the last minute that my favorite athletes are participating.
Very
I
true.
hear you. I hear you.
Very true.
If if you're marketing a meet based on these athletes coming, and then those athletes don't show up, that's a problem. That's a problem. This is not a team sport, right? Where the Dallas Cowboys are going to play, or the New York Rangers are going to play, right? Or the U.S. men's national team is going to play regardless. It's an individual sport. So there are fans out there who are choosing to pay their money to see their favorite athletes. And you understand it if it was a one time thing or a rare thing. But if it's several athletes and if it's a repeated problem, then I could see why fans would get frustrated with that.
Yeah. And that's a big reason why people really gravitate towards national championships and world championships, because there's less likely to be a scratch there because it actually matters to the athletes.
Yeah, they're going to run. They're not. There needs to be something really wrong.
Yeah,
for them not to
for
show
them
up.
to lose. Yeah,
Yeah. Which I mean, you could say the same thing about pro sports too. But again, the show more, when you're talking about pro team sports, I mean, but then you're talking about just the identity, what you're tied into is the team success and stuff. Yeah, you want to see your favorite players play. You want to see um, Steph
LeBron
Curry
James.
play.
Yeah,
You want to see LeBron James. You want to see Mike Trout, right? But um, with individual sports, I think the absences are just magnified that much more because
yes,
it'd be like, you just, not Nadal or Federer or whatever, not showing up to a major, Serena Williams not showing up to a major. It just changes the dynamic so much. Last one, here we go. This one comes from King Naldo. Says, I need FloTrack to disclose their injury report on why YouTube been missing several shows without notifications. Damn it, you owe it to us. Wow, Gordon, throwing it right back in your face.
hey,
Do you
I
have a,
have
do you
my
have a defense?
reasons. All right.
Yeah, your reasons aren't very
I
good though, and you didn't disclose ahead of time.
Hey, I
No,
did the podcast like 24 hours. No, not 24 hours. 48 hours after breaking my clavicle on a Monday morning. Broke it Friday night. One weekend later, I was doing the
yeah,
podcast with a broken arm.
yeah.
So I care about the podcast. There's just certain times where things happen and it just doesn't work out. I have apologized to the community. I've apologized to
Mm,
you and Travis and Colt for missing the Birmingham podcast. Missing the Eugene podcast was pre-planned. That was not by design. That was by design, not by me missing it. So, but
yeah.
here's the thing.
Mm,
Here's the thing about these podcasts. The month of June is going to be very wild with podcasts. We are going to be going live for
if
the
you show up.
podcast so much during the month of June. We're doing it, obviously, um, we have Friday, and then we're going to go live Sunday after the Diamond League Rabat. And then the next week, we're doing 5 podcasts, maybe even 6 in 7 days. Then the week after that, we're doing 5 in 7 days. Then the week after that, we're doing 6 in 7 days. So the month of June, there's going to be a lot of podcasts. During
What you're
Worlds, we're
saying
going to be
is,
going live every day. So I
so
may
what you're
have
saying is
missed
you show
one.
up for the championship part of the season, but you don't show up
Yeah,
for the other meets? Huh.
maybe. Yeah,
That
maybe
sounds
I.
familiar.
Okay, maybe I'm like maybe I'm hypocritical to these athletes. Maybe I
You be,
also I bail on the big meet on the big regular season meet. So I apologize.
yeah, I may not be here this Sunday, so it might be you solo while we're
There you go.
disclosing things. But just to even things out. One
There
thing
you go.
even. Is Cold know we're doing all these podcasts? Is Cold gonna be available for all these?
I don't have a real life. I'll be fine.
Okay. Okay. Cold's just scrolling DoorDash when we're doing these things anyway. He's just like, what's next? What's my next meal? Where's it coming from?